Good morning, y'all. We are finally back stateside. This is our first fishing trip since returning from the Philippines. And what better way to do it than to try to get an inshore slam here today. I'm gonna be targeting redfish, flounder, and speckled trout. We do have a lot of wind in the area, so I apologize for any wind noise that y'all are hearing in the mic. Hopefully it isn't too bad, but yeah, we're just gonna get started in here. We're fishing kind of a mid to late fall pattern. Got us a good little cold front. I think we can make it happen. I will talk about my full setup a little bit later on, but the lure that we're going to be throwing is our brand new mini shad, and this is our ultraviolet color. Awesome paddle tail with a lot of action. Fall time, it's hard to beat a good paddle tail. It's very versatile. You mix up a lot of different types of retrieves with it, and it's just all around an awesome bait. Let's go ahead and start ripping them close to these docks right here. We're on. There we go. First fish of the morning. We have been all over the place fishing docks and stuff. There we go. Nice speckled trout in the boat. All right. Yeah, we have been everywhere trying to find us a bite. This wind has made it extremely tough, and that right there is our first fish. We are going to be keeping today, but I'm going to want them a little bit bigger than that guy, so we'll go ahead and let him go. Maybe we're about to find something right here. I'm gonna go ahead and spot lock us in place, and we're gonna pick this area apart. It's typically when you got conditions like this and you can find one, you know, they're really gonna stack in certain areas. So if I get a bite today, I'm gonna make sure I pick it apart really good before I move on to the next spot. Got him. There we go. That's a bigger one. Come here. That's a good trout. In the boat. That one. That's the one we're looking to take to the house right there. Not too big to keep, just right. Y'all look at the shoulders on that guy right there. Only about maybe 16 and a half, 17 inches, but he's got some really thick fillets on it, and that guy is gonna taste delicious. Going in the box. Now, for those of y'all that are in the comment section that are telling me to bleed the fish or dispatch the fish before I put them on ice, I do that. I have dispatched this fish. It's just not something that I show on camera because it is something that could get me demonetized or canceled on YouTube. We're not supposed to show blood and other things like that, so it's just not something that I show. But anyways, without further ado, we're gonna keep on throwing around this bridge. We have finally found us some speckled trout. We're gonna catch a couple more of those, and I think I'm gonna move on to flounder. Got a rock jetty nearby, and it's got a lot of flounder on it, especially this time of year, so we're gonna try for that after we finish catching a couple more of these trout. All right, and that is the lure right there, the mini shad. I do have these linked down below, the ultraviolet color. Kind of got a little bit dirty water. That ultraviolet just puts off a lot of extra flash down in the water. Great color, especially when you got stained up water like we got right now. Got him. That was a good lick. I think that's a good one. Yeah, that's a solid fish. We're on them now. Good swap. Yeah, that's a good fish. Whoo, if that's a trout, that's a big one, y'all. Oh no, it's running drag on me. All right, I got to unspot lock. Dude, I think that's a giant trout. Whoo! I mean, ripping drag off of me. Come here. No way this is a trout. No way. It's got to be a redfish. Which is good too, because we wanted a slam today. But you never know. This could be a giant 26, 27 plus inch trout here. Typically those trout are going to come up and have some head shakes. This guy is running me all the way down this beach. We might get our first look at them here in a minute. Cannot let them get me around a bridge piling. Oh, I just saw some silver flash. That could be a trout. Oh no. Giant fish here. The suspense is killing me. Oh, redfish. It's a good redfish too. Woo! You fooled me, buddy. I had my suspicions that it would be a redfish, but you never know. I've been here before where I've hooked giant trout that I thought were redfish and get them up to the boat and it's, you know, 28, 29, even 30-inch trout. So you never really know sometimes. But this guy is a big old bull red. Come here, we're gonna get a good release on you, buddy. Just got to get my photo with you, that's it. Come on, this guy's not gonna give up easy. Come around, come around. Y'all, those paddle tails, they are absolutely killer. We worked a little bit on them to make sure that they had the right action. They have a really, really loose action. They put off a lot of water, or they displace a lot of water, put off a lot of vibration, and fish absolutely love them. I'm confident if we can land this guy, we will get our slam today. Oh, he choked it. He choked it. Oh, in the net. Oh my God. Look at that one. Boom. Look at that one right there. Just an absolute giant fish. Get you some good swallows of water, buddy. All right, you kick whenever you're ready. Bye-bye. Boom! What an insane catch, y'all. Absolutely I just love fishing, right? Coming out here, saltwater fishing, inshore fishing like this. We got the targeted species, right? I'm in here, this is an area that I fully expect to catch trout, but you never really know what you're gonna catch. To pull in a nice 36 to 38-inch redfish, something like that, just incredible. Never expected to catch that right there. We got 2 trout, 1 good redfish. I think I'm gonna move on to another spot now, hit a couple more little trout spots and try to get that flounder, see if we can complete our slam. But we are off to an amazing day. We got lunch, we got us a big fish. Let's go get us some flounder. All right, pulling up on the rock jetties right now. We're gonna work it. Now off the point right here, kind of shallows up. There's a nice little sandbar that extends out. And from time to time, the trout can stack up around this point, but we won't give it too long. Just gonna fish around right here. If we get bit, we'll stay. If not, we're gonna ease around and try to jig these rocks for a flounder. Got him. Got him. What a hook set. Oh, I can't believe I didn't snatch that guy off the bottom. Well, there it is. Slam complete. This guy is a little on the small side, probably about a 13-incher. And they got to be 14 inches to keep here. So go ahead and let him go. Man, I felt that bite. And yeah, I just swung for the fences on that one. Pretty sure I readjusted his neck off off the bottom of the water. That's him. I think we got one on. Got him. Ah! All right, lost that one. And I felt like I got a good hook set on him. Got him. Oh, that might have been a trash fish there. Whoo! Started to get trigger shy. Got him. Got him. Snatched that dude straight off the bottom. He bit right underneath the kayak. Come here. Oh, they are tearing up these paddle tails today. All right, another one that's just a little too small. See you, dude. So we have ran over some areas of really dirty water, so I went ahead and changed over to a black and chartreuse, which is our dark night color. I feel like, especially with flounder, you want to make sure that they see that bait. And you got all this wind and stuff that's pushing this water against these rocks, and it's really churning up the water right here. So I think making that color swap hopefully land us that big one we're looking for. There he is. There. Ah, dude, he bit it right there off the rocks. That was my first cast with it. I don't know if that was a flounder or not, but something definitely grabbed it right there. Got him. That was a hard hit. Let's go. I think that's a good trout. Yeah, oh yeah, good trout. Good trout. Come on. What a doggone lick. Yeah. What an incredible day. We left the rocks alone to come over here and check on this little spot. Only got those 2 flounder, and I think this is like my second or third cast. Chill, 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 chill. All right, calm down. Calm down, buddy. We're gonna be letting you go. Oh yeah, and another one on the mini shad. Oh, that's a male too. That's a healthy male. Oh, he swallowed that hook too. All right, I think we will be keeping this one because that hook is in there, it's bleeding, and it's a male. If it was a female, I would definitely try my best to get this thing revived and back in the water. But because it's a male, I don't feel so bad about keeping it. That is a very, very healthy male. And another one on the mini shad. All right, buddy, I appreciate the bite. Thank you. This little lure has done some work today. Still throwing that dark night color, which I could probably get away with going back to a natural color here. The water's a little bit more cleaner, but we already had it tied on and got bit, like I said, 2 or 3 casts after showing up on this spot. We hooked a really solid trout, so I ain't changing nothing right now. Well, I guess that was the only hungry fish on this rig. We're gonna go ahead and head back and try to fish the area where we started this morning. The wind has kind of calmed down a little bit, so I feel like we can get on some fish there. But check it out. If y'all wanna see this full pattern, where we launched from, where we fished from, all of that will be available on my Patreon page. I'll link that up here as well as down in the description. I have well over 100 videos around Northwest Florida, Alabama, and Mississippi in there. So if you're new to the area, looking for new places to fish, or just want to expand upon places that you're already fishing, that is a great source of information for y'all. Also, November, I'm going to be doing a ton of full breakdowns for Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. So if you're in any of those areas, I'm going to talk about the fall transition and where y'all need to be for November to be able to catch tons of speckled trout and redfish. I would include flounder in there, but for the most part, flounder will be closed. So gonna really focus on redfish and speckled trout in November. All right, so we've spent about 6 hours out here, have not caught any more fish. It's going on about 1 o'clock right now, so it's gotten kind of warm, the bites kind of died off. But the setup that I was using today is just a Chubby rods, medium heavy, 7'3" fast action. And I got that paired up with a Shimano Tranch 150, and I am running 20-pound braid to 20-pound fluorocarbon leader, 1/4 ounce jig head, and of course you've heard us talk about our paddle tail today. That is the mini shad, and I will have all of this linked down below if y'all want to check it out. Yeah, that was the setup. Let's go ahead and head home, and I'm gonna whip up some of this trout for y'all, and we're gonna eat some lunch. I'm gonna show you how I cook it. All right, we are at the house now, and we got our couple of trout that we kept here. I'm about to show y'all real quick how I clean speckled trout. Of all the fish that we have inshore, this is by far the easiest fish to clean because they don't have a big scale structure. It's real easy to get in there, and yeah, it's just not anything that's difficult. The only thing you got to look out for when cleaning speckled trout is they have smaller spines, and you don't want to cut all the way through that spine and get on the back side of the fillet. So we're just going to sit here, and it's like we normally would. Come around it, and then we're just going to outline our fillet with our knife. And this one is going to be a really nice fillet because it is a very thick trout, especially to be a male. And once we get towards the back, I'll climb over the top of that spine right there, and we'll run it out just like that. So now all we got to do is just kind of sweep back towards the head, being real careful. I know you're not supposed to cut back towards you, but I promise you it'll be all right. And you got your little pin bones right there and your rib cage. And we'll just cut straight through that right there. Nothing to cutting through these bones on these trout, just like that. That is a beautiful speckled trout fillet. And then, you know, we're just going to take it off the skin like we normally do. Now, these trout are notorious for having worms, and a lot of people don't like to keep them because they have worms. Like this right here, I can see that there's some worms right there. That is a worm that is in them. It is not going to hurt anything. If you want to, you can cut them out, or you can just cook them and eat them. It is going to be all right. They ain't going to hurt you. You'll never even know that they're there. So that's pretty much that. I'm going to go ahead, finish this up, and I'll see y'all on the back porch. All right, so we got the Weber kettle going right here. Got our coals right there in the center. We're going to be grilling this speckled trout and making a sandwich out of it. Got my buns there. I got some stuff to make a slaw, a little bit of a spicy slaw, going to come together really easy. Anytime I've had a long day on the water and I want to eat fresh fish that same day, like, can't go wrong with just simply grilling stuff and just not going too crazy. And making a sandwich is as tasty and as simple as it gets. So that's what we're doing here today, and should come together really easy. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is work on our slaw. All we have here is some shredded cabbage and carrots. This was a pre-mixed bag of slaw. I just went ahead and transferred it over into this bowl. And to that, we're going to go in with some Blue Plate mayo, probably about a cup or so. Something about like that. And we're going to hit it with about 1/3 of a cup of apple cider vinegar. And that apple cider vinegar is going to really help to break down that cabbage, right? It is I feel like you got to have vinegar in your slaw, so we got that. Then of course it's got to have a little sweet element, so we're going to go in with some sugar, making a mess with the sugar. Now this sugar must have had a little bit of moisture in it because it's clumped up, but that's all right. Go in with about 1/3 cup of sugar right there. Then we're going to hit it with a small can of green chilies. Slap that in the bowl. That's going to start to build our heat element, as well as a little Crystal's hot sauce. Tap, tap, tap. I am making a mess today. Hot sauce and sugar all over the place. And then we got a lime, so we're going to give it the juice of 1 lime. and the other one. All right, and then lastly, we got to hit it with a little bit of black pepper. I like mine real peppery, so I go pretty heavy right here. And then we got to hit it with some salt as well. All right, now we stir. All right, and that's it for the slaw. Now this is carrying all of our key elements. We got the tangy from the lime, sweet from the sugar, salty in there, and spicy as well. I went ahead, took a taste of it, make sure it wasn't missing anything, and that is about perfect. All right, now we're getting ready to prep our fish. I do got this little fish basket that we're going to use right there. That way none of our fish sticks to the grill. I do want to get this directly over the coal so it really takes on that smoky charcoal flavor. But first thing we're going to do, we're going to take another lime right there, and we're only going to use half of the lime right now, and we're going to make sure we get enough lime juice to coat both sides of these fillets. All right, get out of here. So this right here is just the thicker end of that bigger fish. I went ahead and cut it into sandwich size pieces. We are having people over this weekend. We plan on having a fish fry, so I took the smaller fillets that are better for frying and went ahead and put them in a freezer lock bag, and we're going to be saving them for this weekend. So yeah, just got that dressed up so it's sandwich size right there. Now for our seasoning, we're using Spanglish Asadero Surf and Turf. This is a herby kind of profile, right? Now with this sandwich, I do not want a blackened fish profile. I want more of a earthy kind of oregano, basil, things like that on there. I don't want a whole lot of cayenne and heat to it. So all right, we got our fillets coated. I'm gonna go ahead, slide them on here, and we're gonna transfer that to the grill. And there we go. All right, that's gonna go probably for I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes on each side. It's not gonna take a whole lot of time for that fish to cook. All right, we've been rolling for about 5 minutes here. We'll pull the lid off and see what we're looking like. Oh yeah, oh that's hot, that's hot. Yikes. All right, so that is looking perfect. Got a little bit of charring around the edges, and I can see the separation right there in the mussels. But we're just gonna hit that with a little squirt of lime, and we're gonna give it a flip. Actually, we already flipped it, didn't we? Let's hit that side with some lime, and we'll flip it back over, give it about 3 more minutes. And get out of here. All right, now we are also almost forgot one last step while our fish is finishing up. We're gonna place our buns around here, toast them up. Gotta love good toasted bread. Now, I didn't put any butter or anything like that on there. It'll be fine. We're only gonna give it a couple of minutes, not even that, really probably 30 seconds on each side. Just let that bread kind of get a little bit stiffer. That way when we put the wet ingredients on top of it, we don't have a soggy bun. All right, go ahead and give them a little bit of a flip there. That's exactly what we're looking for. We got a little bit of grilling marks on our bread. Our fish just about done. All right, let's go ahead and get the bread off of there. All right, just like that, our fish is done. Smells amazing, looks amazing. Go ahead and transfer this over. All right, and we gotta try not to burn ourselves here. There we go. All right, there we go. All right. Now, if you look right here at this fillet, that is just about perfect for that size bun right there, which is what we want. And we know it's done because it's pulling apart right there, nice and flaky. You don't get a whole lot of speckled trout with a doggone fillet that thick on there. That guy definitely had some shoulders on him. Then the last thing we got to do, hit it with a little bit of this spicy slaw. Now I am using a slotted spoon, try to knock off some of that liquid in there so the sandwich is not too soggy. There it is, just like that. All right, y'all, and just like that, our day is about to come to an end. Beautiful speckled trout fish sandwiches right there. I've already been munching on that slaw pretty good. I'm starving, and the slaw is amazing, but finally get to go in for a bite of this fish. Absolutely killer. That right there is good. I don't know what you could add to that to make it better, but I would like to hear y'all comment below. What would you add or take away from this sandwich to elevate it or make it better? What do y'all prefer? I'd love to read y'all's comments on this, but I'm gonna go ahead and eat this. I'm starving. I appreciate y'all tuning in. If y'all would, please hit that like button, comment with any questions, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see y'all in the next one.